Welcome back. Today we're gonna show you a comprehensive step-by-step Angular 10 tutorial on implementing Oauth2 login and refresh token in front-end web app. We will use our existing Node-Express PostgreSQL Oauth server as the backend. You can get the full tutorial and the source code for the backend right here. This tutorial divided into several steps. Step number 1. Create an Angular 10 application. Step number 2. Add a token and API service. Step number 3. Add Angular HTTP Interceptor. Step number 4. Add Angular 10 routing and navigation. Step number 5. Implementing login, register, and secure page. Step number 6. Run and test Angular 10 Oauth login and refresh token. The scenario for this tutorial is very simple. New users register to the Angular application using username, password, and name. The registered user log into the Angular app to get an access token and refresh token. The access token and refresh token saved to the local storage. Every request to the secure endpoints from the secure or guarded page should contain a valid access token. The following tools, frameworks, and modules are required for this tutorial: Node.js, Angular 10, Angular CLI, Node-Express PostgreSQL, Oauth2, PostgreSQL Server, Terminal or Node command line, IDE or text editor. We assume that you have installed the latest recommended Node.js on your computer. Type these commands in the terminal or Node command line. That's our Node and npm versions. Let's get started with the main steps. Step number 1. Create an Angular 10 application. Creating an Angular 10 applications, we will use Angular CLI. The Angular CLI is a command line interface tool that used to initialize, develop, scaffold, and maintain Angular applications directly from the terminal or CMD. To install the Angular CLI, type this command from the terminal or CMD. Now we can create a new Angular 10 applications by type this command. If you get these questions, just choose Y and SCSS. Next, go to the newly created Angular 10 applications, then check it by running the applications for the first time. Open the browser, then go to localhost 4200 and you will see this standard Angular welcome page. Step number 2. Add token and API service. We will do any token CRUD operations in service. Also, REST API operation in different service. For that, generate these services using Angular CLI. Open this Angular 10 projects using your IDE or text editor. Then open and edit this RC app token services TS. Then add these constant variables after the imports. Add this token CRUD operations functions after the constructor function. For accessing REST API, we will use the built-in Angular 10 feature HTTP clients module. Open and edit src app module TS. Then add this HTTP clients module to the ng module imports array. Don't forget to import this module. Next, open and edit src app auth service TS. Then declare the required Oauth clients and secrets and REST API URL as the constant variable. Also, add a constant variables that contains the headers for the form data and basic authorizations that converts Oauth2 client and secret to the basic Oauth token. Declare the required variable at the top of the body class. Add the functions that handle error response and log message before the constructor. Inject the HTTP clients and token service to the constructor. Add the required API calls after the constructor. Step number 3. Add Angular HTTP Interceptor. Now we need to add an Angular HTTP Interceptor that intercepts the request and response from the REST API calls. Create a new file, it's rc app Oauth Interceptor TS. Then add these imports to that file. Add the injectable class that implements the HTTP interceptor. Add a constructor with footer, auth service, and token service parameters. Add these intercept functions after the constructor. If there's a token available, the request will intercept by headers that contains authorizations with period and token, value, and application JSON as content type. Every successful response will catch and print the console log, and every error that comes from the response will catch and specify if the error status is 401 and specify again if the error is invalid token value. So that will be recall the out service refresh token functions to get a new token. Otherwise, this router will navigate to the login page, register, This created Oauth2 class to the app module TS inside the provider's array. Don't forget to add the imports. Step number 4. Add Angular 10 routing and navigation. As you see in the previous Angular creations, they are also creating a routing. So we have just need to modify the current generated routing to add the guarded or secured routes. Before modifying the Angular routing, add these required components by checking these commands. Those commands will generate all required files, TS, HTML, and CSS, for the required components. They also added to the src app module TS. Now we can open and edit src app routing modules TS, then modify the blank routes array to be like this. As you can see, there is an Oauth parameter for the secure routes. We can create this module later. Also, redirect to the not found page if navigates to the page other than registered routes. Using the right IDE, it will import components automatically while typing the component name. Or you can import the components manually along with Oauth module. Next, generate the Oauth modules by type this command. Then choose can activate same as the secure routes parameter. Open and edit src app Oauth.ts. Then inject Oauth service, token service, and router to the constructor. Modify the can activate functions to be like this. Add the functions to check if the user login or not. Step number 5. Implementing login, register, and secure page. We will use Angular material to build UI or UX for these secure Angular 10 and Oauth applications. First, install all required Angular modules and schematics. If there are questions like below, just use default answer. We will register all required Angular 10 material components or modules to src app module TS. Then add these required imports of Angular material components, forms, and reactive form modules. Register those modules to ng modules imports. Next, open and edit src app login component TS. Then add these imports. Add a class that implements error state matcher before the adds component. Modify a component to use same SCSS file. Add component SCSS. Add all required variables before the constructor. Inject the Oauth surface, router, and form builder to the constructor. Build the form group inside the engineer function. Add the functions to submit the login form. The submit functions will call the login functions from the Oauth surface, then navigates to the secure page on successful login, or prints the error to console if API calls error. Next, open and edit src app login component HTML. Then replace the default HTML template with this Angular material template that contains the login form components. Next, open and edit src app register component CS, then replace the imports with this. Add a class that implements error state matcher before the components. Modify components to use the same SCSS file, app component SCSS. Add all required variables before the constructor. Inject the Oauth surface, router, and form builder to the constructor. Build the form group inside the engineer function. Add the functions to submit the login form. The submit function will call the register function from Oauth surface, then navigate to the login page on successful registration, or print the console log error if API calls error. Next, open and edit src app register component HTML, then replace the default HTML templates with this Angular material template that contains the register form components. Next, open and edit src app secure component TS, and replace all TypeScript codes with this. That Angular secure components load the secure REST API endpoints. If not authorized, it will redirect to the login page. Next, open and edit src app secure component HTML. Then replace all HTML code with this. As you see in the previous road creations, there's a not found components. We just need to modify the HTML file. It's rc app not found component HTML. Then replace all HTML tags with this. Don't forget Don't forget to modify the not found component TS, then modify the style URLs to point to app component SCSS. Finally, we need to modify the default src app component HTML with this. Also, the src app component as CSS that's used by other components too. Step number 6. Run and test Angular 10 Oauth2 login and refresh token. To make this Angular 10 Oauth application working, first run the PostgreSQL server on your machines and then run the Express Oauth Postgre application. Next, run the Angular 10 applications in another terminal tab. We have this error, duplicate identifier not found components in app module TS. And here we go, the full Angular 10 and Oauth application. That is the Angular 10 tutorial, Oauth2 login and refresh token. You can get the full source code and article link in the description below. Thank you.